Back when I was in high school, I thought getting good grades and going to college was the most important thing for me to do in high school. Pay attention to the teacher, do your homework, and then everything will work out a-okay. If you're the if you're the person in high school who is doing the same thing I did, where you focused on your schoolwork and then after you're done with your schoolwork, make sure you do a little extra studying, but otherwise just play video games, have fun, enjoy your high school, childhood life, right? If that's you, I want you to hear me out because there's so much value to be had that I just wasn't even aware of when I was in high school. And now that I'm, more than 10 years out, I'd like to share with you something that I would have liked to know when I was in high school. And basically, what it is I would have liked to talk to more people. Why is that? In high school, I want you to, here's an experiment, do an experiment. Ask any adult in your life, anybody who's out of college, past college, ask them, is there ever a time when I'm going to have as many people as I do around me that are the same age as me as I do right now in high school? 100% the answer is going to be no, because it doesn't happen. That's just not how that works. High school and the rest of your grade school years is the one time in your life, the one phase of your existence where we've set up society for you, for all of you young people, to be next to people your age for extended periods of time. And so it's so important that you learn all the things that you need to learn by being around your peers. Of course, studies are important too. The teachers, let's not neglect the teachers and what they have to teach you, because those are going to help you interact with people on a day-to-day basis. If you don't know the things that your peers know, then you're going to be falling behind and you're going to feel left out. So don't neglect your studies to the point where you're getting D's and F's. Definitely not. But what I'm saying is, if you're the type of person to forego social situations, for me personally, I grew up having one friend group and I didn't feel the need to ever find any more friends. And so what happened was I just let all of those other 2,000 people or so pass me by. I I saw them every day. I passed by them. I knew what grade they were in. I knew, their names and all of that. They would be friends of friends, maybe friends of friends of friends. I knew them on some sort of, quasi level, but I've never actually talked to them. If I were to go back to high school, I would talk to at least one person every day that I've never talked to before. And with 500 plus people just in my grade alone, that's easily possible. If I were pushing myself, I do like 5 people a day. But sometimes you just really connect with person. So I would just really focus on having one solid conversation with a new person every day. That's what I would do if I were back in high school. Of course, I'm not back in high school now, so let me tell you the drawbacks of that. Now that I'm not in high school, there's nobody around me who is quite the same age as me. Now that I'm older, people expect me to have the same level of social skills that they might have. In fact, everybody is at a different social skill level, but there's a sort of baseline that everybody sort of expects at certain age ranges. If you don't get this down in high school, you will fall below that base range. And if you fall below the base level, then you will continue to get stuck there because no one else is going to want to interact with you. That is a very, very deadly trap to get yourself into. So be sure to cherish that moment when you're with your friends. And I get it. When you're in high school, this was how it was for me too. Elementary school, middle school, high school, that's your world, and you don't want to mess it up. You don't want to be that one guy who, for the rest of high school, or one guy or girl who has that one reputation for being a silly goose, a big dummy, for doing that one thing I get it. But the other thing that you need to understand, this is something you might realize once you get to junior year, late junior year, or senior year, definitely by senior year. And if you don't get it by senior year, definitely the moment you graduate, the day after, you will have this realization. After high school, during middle school, high school, all that stuff, you will you will think of that as your entire world. But actually it's not, because the moment you graduate, you will never see almost all of them ever again. The people you keep in contact with, yeah, for a summer or two, you might keep in contact. That's great. I have been out of high school for 10 plus years, and I can count on two of my hands how many times I've actually met somebody from my high school. And mind you, my high school had like 2,000 plus people while I was attending. Actually, if you consider like, anyway, let's just say 2,000, 3,000 people. I barely encounter them. 10 years, maybe met 10 people. You know, accidentally or incidentally. There's going to be those friends that you keep in contact with for a while, but even those friends may fade away over time. They'll get new jobs, they'll have a new career, go to college, they'll move away. So you think that you need to preserve your identity, you need to preserve that safety while you're in high school, but actually no. High school is the one place where you can really mess up, and you'll be glad that not only are you young, so people will forgive you for the for the most part, but you can do everything, you can try everything, and by the end of high school, when you graduate, you will hardly see any of these people ever again. I cannot stress to you what that is like. You're not going to see them again. Like don't even worry about it. It doesn't seem real. I understand it does not seem real because you see these people every day. This is your whole life. This is your existence. But once you graduate, trust me, these people are going away. You will never see them again. They will never, a lot of them will never even think about you again. They don't matter to you. They don't care about you. And because they don't care about you and they're not going to see you again, I would take full advantage and go ahead and just make as many connections as you can, not for the sake of maintaining those connections, but learning how to do so, because you're really going to need it once you're outside of that environment. You're going to need that kind of ability to make friendships, to go into an uncertain social situation. Wow, that's a mouthful. Go into an uncertain social situation and turn it for the better for you. Go into it knowing that you have the confidence to make friends with that environment. You are best served in an environment where you have peers around you and it's free. Once you get older, you're going to have to go to social events, bars, outside, something, something. It's just going to be harder. Everyone else is minding their own business, or the social environments that you are going to be going to make those connections are either they're going to be a lot small. Well, they're inevitably going to be smaller, but they are probably going to be surrounded, revolving around an activity. So you might not even get that much practice, and it's probably going to be a paid thing. So you're going to have to pay. You don't have to pay to meet any of these people. In fact, you might be sick of seeing all of your peers in high school, but eventually you're going to have to pay if you don't have this down. So please, please, please consider that. So I've covered that high school is free. High school has a ton of people your age. You're not going to see these people after graduation. And so though all of those combined, what else can I cover here? Yeah, so you might think that studying is a really important thing for you to do. But really, studying is not so important because, well, for me, I was really good at studying. So maybe I'm a little biased here. But I will make the case that studying, it's not useful because consider this. Let's say there's two people. One person is not good at their studies at all, but they know how to make friends and make jokes. And then you have another person who doesn't know how to make friends and make jokes, but they are very, very, very smart. Who is the person that you would rather be? Who is the person that you think has a more gratifying, fun, happy life that they're living at the age of, say, 25 or 30? It's the person who knows how to make friends and have fun. They can be the biggest dummy, but if they know how to make friends and have fun, they're going to be more successful. They're probably even going to make more money because you might not have had a job yet, but the people who are managers or higher level managers, corporate executives, these are all people who have mastered social skills, communication. They're not the ones who are working hard or who are the smartest. That's not that at all. All of the high paying positions are social based, they're communication based. So if you think that being really smart is going to save you, it's going to give you a stable career, it's going to give you a high paying job, it's it's not. It's not. Maybe the stable part. It might give you a stable job, but how stable is it if you're not getting paid enough to actually make a decent living? And how stable is it when you have all of that knowledge and you can't share it with anybody? You don't know how to grow a life with other people. That is the downfall. So, in my opinion, hopefully I was able to convince you too, learning how to be social, learning how to form your own social life, learning how to build up that social connection, the friendship, and talking to as many people as you can while you have that opportunity in high school when there's so many other kids around you who are the same age, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. That is so much more important. No, and the teachers too. You can talk to the teachers, socialize with the teachers, get to know them better on a personal level, rather than just as an information resource. Getting to know people on a social level is so much more important. And I wish I knew that when I was going to high school. That's something that I didn't quite. Oh well, drop something. I didn't know that, or at the very least, I was not pressured to go in that direction. I was told by my parents that homework, getting good grades, going to college, finding a good job, and then going on from there, now that I have a stable job, I'm going to find a girl and then we're going to get married and have children and blah, blah, blah. They, I was sold on a faulty bill of goods. I was told that there would be a a big benefit to studying, doing homework, and all that. I'm here to tell you that if you still believe that, if you are the unlucky few who are still being told in this day and age that that is the way to spend your high school days, I'm here to beg you. I'm here to ask you to think for yourself what it is that you want to get out of your high school experience, what it is that you really want to do, what kind of things you would do if you were the best version of yourself, if you were the most ideal version of you in your high school. Don't you want to be the person who knows how to do the things that you're trying to do? And if one of those things is learning how to talk to people or knowing how to make friends and get along with people and make jokes. And everywhere you go, you feel like you're wanted, you feel like you're welcome, feel like you have friends around. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to feel welcome. And if you don't feel like that, I would ask why and how you can get there. And I'm telling you right now, there's no place like high school. There's so many people, and you're never going to see them again after high school. And so it's just the perfect training ground. I hope I was able to drill into you that this is the case. So let me know in the comments below what you have to say, if you liked it or if you didn't like it, if you have anything to add, if you're someone who is like me, who's been out of high school for a long time, if you have anything to share, maybe you can word this a little better than I can, or a lot better. I'm sure there's 100 different ways you could have said this infinitely better than me. But this is what I got. And look, if you think I did not do a good job of verbalizing my point in this video, that's exactly the point I'm trying to make. Social skills, communication skills is the most important thing, in my opinion. This is what I'm going to tell my kid. The most important thing that you can learn in high school, because you're never going to get another chance. Okay, you can have another chance, but it's going to be not optimal. You're going to have to pay for it. There's just so many other things. Why not do it in the most ideal situation while it's completely free? And it's honest. Come on, socializing is more fun than studying. Let's be honest here. The only drawback is you might get pushback from your parents if your parents are the one pushing you to constantly study. But that's not their life. Your life is not their life. They already got to live their life. I know you haven't gotten to the stage of life that they have been in, but they were a high schooler just like you at some point. Maybe not in the same capacity, maybe not in the same circumstances, but they used to be your age. They had their chance. Now it's time to live yours. So who are you? What is your identity? Who do you want to be? I want you to think about that. And what skills do you want? What kind of person do you want to become? And what kind of person do you want to look back on yourself as when you were in high school? So that's what I have for you today. This is the video that I wish I had, or, some semblance of it when I was in high school. I wish somebody had really drilled it into me that this is the most important thing, because I was just going off of some blind trust that my parents knew the best. And there's a lot more that I could have done in high school. I wish I did a lot more. But there's no point in worrying about it now. If you resonate with this a lot, I am trying to build up something that will help you. So for now, the first thing that you can do to help build this, become a founding member, is to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to create more content for you. So if you found this valuable, go ahead and do that, and I'll be happy to provide you more content very soon. So that's all I have for now, and take care.